Are we live? 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 Let me know if we're live because we got to talk about the New York Giants. Oh my gosh, it's not working. Is it? What's going on here? Um, Whatever. I don't know what's going on with Twitter. Are we live? Let us know if we're live, people, because I got my good friend License Plate guy. Been trying to get him on my Giants podcast that is new and upcoming. And I got to get the LPG guy on. So we're live.
We're live, baby. We're live.
People are saying we're live. What's going on, dude? It's good to see you.
You too, man. You too. I haven't seen you since the breakup. Sorry to hear it, by the way. Just laying it out there.
Yeah, obviously, me and you have talked, and talked before things happened. It's kind of is what it is, and just moving on, but also exciting, right? Like it's like, even though like I'd like to have my platforms that I built up, it's still fun. It's like fun to build something up brand new. It's like, all right, new names,
Yeah,
new slogans.
moving into a moving into a new house, moving into a new apartment, picking out new stuff. It's fun to grow. It's fun to grow. Look, I just obviously, we're not going to harp on it. It's just funny to be one of the first guests ever. Watch you guys grow. Told you guys you were going to be unstoppable. And watched it, not come to an end, but take a fork in the road for both of you. And I don't know, it's just a little weird. You literally became like, Giants football, if you wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
So
I'll see if I can find a picture, because I'll go through a picture, and there's like a picture where I in the old place with the Hope sign in the background that everyone loved. I got like a shaved head, a goatee. So it's been cool though, because like obviously I posted the Giants Nation stickers, like posting them over the old Talking Giants ones on like around my place, and so look at that as like, oh, that's petty, but I was just like, well, I love putting the stickers on the signs, but it got boring because I kept on doing it, and now it's new again, so I'm excited about it. So
it is what it is. We move on.
Yeah, people want to talk about Giants football, though. Here's the easiest question in the world. Who do you want to pick 3 for the New York Giants in the NFL draft? And actually, you got some options behind you.
I mean, look, yeah, I mean, this is the jersey. This is basically the jersey for the draft. So it's in Green Bay. Number 1 pick is just what nameplate am I going to put on there? Look, I was a big believer I don't really give a crap who the Giants got in free agency quarterback wise. I said it a bunch of times. I thought they would wind up with Wilson from the beginning. I said they would wind up with Wilson from the beginning. We all jumped on the Aaron Rodgers bandwagon. He would have been cool because the best free agency, available, would have brought a different dynamic, just being Aaron Rodgers. But I never really gave a crap who the Giants were going to pick up because I'm dead set on getting a quarterback in the draft. A lot has happened in a few short months, and that's Cam pulling away from Sanders when I thought it was 1A, 1B. Cam, I think, totally rose to the top of the draft board, with Sanders either falling or staying wherever. It totally bothers me sometimes when you see, these guys out there that are like, he can't miss. You have to get him or you're going to die. And then ones that are like, oh my God, pick him up in the second, third round. It's unbelievable. I don't think the Giants could lose. I don't think the Giants could lose with anybody behind them. So I'm down with anybody. If the Giants stay Sanders at 3, I'll be happy. If the Giants go Carter at 3, I'll be ecstatic. I think Hunter's out of the question because I think Ward and Hunter will go. I have both nameplates, but I think they're both gone 1 and 2.
Yeah, I really want Cam Ward. We just did our QB preview last week, and but it's just over, right? Like I had like this film breakdown I did on him, like ready for the start of draft month, and I made a mistake by doing that because the start of draft month we'd all given up hope that there was any chance. Like that should have been a pre-combine video for me. And then I'm not in on Shadour Sanders now. Again, like if they draft him, they draft him, right? It's not like it's impossible for him to succeed in the NFL. And then, we'll break down his film and get excited for training camp, right? Because no matter what you think about the rookie QB, a rookie QB is exciting. And we get these things wrong all the time. And I'll sure as hell hope to be wrong with him. But I do want Abdul Carter. They get Travis Hunter. I'm excited about that too. But Abdul Carter, you just watch him. He rushes. That's it. Like, oh, what are we gonna do with this? And how's it gonna fit? And no, he's gonna rush. That's what you're gonna do.
He's gonna rush.
Put him up an offensive lineman, and he's gonna rush, and he's gonna do a good job. And if you put him in run defense and they double team him with a tight end, they're gonna get a win there. But if they leave him one-on-one, he's gonna make them miss a lot of times and create tackles for loss. And there's a reason why I had all those tackles for a loss, 24 for Penn State. I like rushers, and I want him. People are saying the voice is lagging. Just know this is the last day with this internet. I upgraded to the highest possible for the draft. That comes tomorrow.
Yeah, it's lagging a little bit, but so what? Deal with it. Did you, when you do his breakdown, like as soon as he gets drafted by the Giants, I couldn't believe the amount of blocks he shed. He takes on some blocks, but he is a master at shedding a block. I mean, a master. And I think pairing him with who the Giants have, you're gonna put together a really solid defense. Now that you have, another cornerback. Now that you have I think they have a possibility of becoming really good on that side of the ball. We're still aging on the other side of the ball. So,
and like you said, like his ability to yes, is there going to be plays where you see him get moved off the spot, right? The same way you saw it with Azeez Ojulari. Sure. But unlike Azeez Ojulari and other guys who fit that profile, like you said, he sheds blocks. He doesn't consistently, right? So that's awesome that if you double team him, you can move him out to the numbers. But if you don't double team, he's going to get off that block and create a loss. He's going to make a 1st and 10 run and turn it into 2nd and 12. And I just trust that he is going to impact so much positive for a team. And you could talk to me about, Brian Burns and Kayvon's run defense. Those two guys, especially Kayvon, are not stopping me from doing anything. Okay.
That's absolutely true. That's right. You're right. Just like the quarterback, it's not stopping you from getting a quarterback, the two we picked up. So you're right. Nothing is stopping the Giants. Nothing the Giants did is stopping them from drafting any one of these guys at any time.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think the quarterbacks, the way they've attacked quarterback makes it seem like they don't want Jador Sanders, but Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, if they do want that quarterback, it doesn't stop them from doing that either. And I think that's where they've kind of set themselves up. So yes and no. You're talking about a 1-year contract and a 2-year contract, and the 2-year contract is really 1-year contract anyway. So nothing the Giants did. The only person that's upset with what the Giants did would be a Tommy DeVito, because if the Giants do wind up drafting a quarterback, and I don't care who it is, Shedeur Sanders coming back in for Milroe or Dart, if they walk away with any quarterback, then that last spot, my guess is going to go to the rookie quarterback. There's no way they're going to draft a Dart or, a Milroe or anybody else and say, okay, we're going to keep DeVito over them. So DeVito gets moved down onto the practice squad. I think he's got one more time to go up and down. Either somebody takes him or the Giants release him, and that's that. Yeah, like I said, even if they draft a QB in the 4th round, like that,
it doesn't matter. Yep. Correct.
So again, it's just let me get to some chat. So
bring it. I like chats.
Bobby knows ball, good support. There we go. This is my friend who's a Colts fan. He says Giants trade number 3 to Colts for Daniel Jones. Good job on wasting that $2, Zach. Here, let me ask you this, Chris Spires. If you draft Carter, would you trade Kayvon? My answer is no. What about you?
No, I wouldn't trade him. However, I wouldn't take that off the board either. If someone's going to offer you, you can't say King's ransom because that doesn't really happen. But if someone's going to offer you 2 draft picks or a player now and a player later, as Giant fans, we've all come to grips with someone like Dave Gettleman not picking up the phone. And as Giant fans, all we can ask is that you pick up the phone. So if you pick up the phone and someone offers you something crazy, I would do it. I mean, he has shown I like him, good player. But since day one, I have always said he is never going to be an OC. He's never going to be. He's just going to be a very good player on the outside.
Yeah, and again, like you said, if you don't take it off the table, but like from what we think would be the offer, it's like I just would rather just keep a third rusher there with him. And I think he's a better run defender than people give him credit for. He's just not this great run defender. And I also think that's a little bit of deflection for people who desperately want a quarterback. It's like, well, I gotta find flaws and not taking a quarterback with the other players.
Yeah, I think the bottom line, Bobby, when it comes to Kayvon is that I don't think he's ever going to live up to where he was drafted. And at saying that, if you remember, if you go back to that draft, I mean, Kayvon was the first person. He was the number one pick of the draft for months that year. People had him on top. So I don't know. It sucks. I wish he was a goddamn dog. Are you muted? I can't hear you.
I am muted. I think he's good enough for his to pick up his 5th-year option player too. So it's a weird situation where Kayvon, where the year before he had that 11 sack season, and it was like, yeah, that's awesome, but I don't know if he's a consistent 11 sack player the way he played last year. And then last year, after he made improvements, but he didn't have the sack numbers, he missed games. It's just like, man, we're going into year 4. Take a real step. Like take a real step where we don't got to talk about what tier and level and worthy a 5th-year option. Just take a step forward, and then that's a awesome problem to have. So,
well, you know what? That's an excellent point. I should taper my opinion. I would like him to take a monster step. Yeah, let's go that route. I like that actually. That's much better.
I hope so, because here's the situation I don't want to be with Kayvon going into his 5th year is, well, he's not a bad player. He's, a pretty good player. He wasn't worth the draft pick, but what's this? I just want someone to make it definitive. Like make it definitive what you are as a player, right? And get out of this kind of like middling tier for edge rush.
Yeah.
You got these high moments, but there's a lot of times where you're just quiet. Right. And I think that's the biggest issue with Kayvon. It's not his lack of ability. We see him, you don't put up 11 sacks on accident, but there's just way too many times with Kayvon Thibodeaux where it's like, man, I forgot on the team. It's happened way too often with him. And I think we need him to be more impactful, even if it's not living up to 5th overall, be someone who is consistently impactful. And I don't think we've seen that out of Kayvon.
Who's going to take a bigger step forward this year, Banks or Thibodeaux?
I'll say Banks.
Wow,
because I feel like Banks has more room to grow.
Then you're talking about how poorly he played.
Yes, because he played really, really poorly, and he played poor. He's also like where he has the benefit compared to a Kayvon Thibodeaux is Kayvon Thibodeaux doesn't get to go against lesser players next year. Banks does, right? He gets to play.
That's
I don't
true.
have to play as tough of players. I can't, tight coverage, and new internet can't come enough. I can't agree more. Omega hybrid. I can't. It's like the internet's working against me ever since I got started.
That's all right. We fight. Yeah, we fight through it. Hey Bobby, you're not a high draft pick for nothing. You got to fight through the internet. If you can't do it, we'll draft someone else, bro.
I know. I got to get through it.
You got to get through it. Take a step forward already.
Oh, you should have seen. I made that decision, by the way, 2 minutes. I was like, let me look up. I literally Googled fastest internet possible in my area. Got it, and I was like, all right, well, the price isn't $1,000 a month. I'm getting it because I want.
So you're already paying dividends, bro.
Yeah, tax write-off. That's tax write-off. So
that's great.
I'm gonna finagle my taxes to where I lost money next year. So fiber optics. Yeah, I got 5 gigs fiber optics. Joe Muni. It took Dexter Lawrence a few years to become the dominant player he is today. Hopefully, Kayvon becomes a grown man dominates this season. And it was year 4 where Dex was a good. We were having the same conversation about Dex that we were Kayvon. Like it was the exact
easy. We were talking about Dex taking a step forward, not in year 4.
Year 4 is when he did take this, because we were talking about his 5th-year option and all that.
I understand that, but he was still dominant in double team. He was still, by year 2 we were talking about winning. By year 2 we were talking about winning that trade, and it was because of Dex.
That is true. That is true. So again, I understand Dex was a more controversial player than we remember coming off of year 3. Now, maybe some of that was Dave Gettleman, like, all right, well, we can't, it's because we didn't like Dave Gettleman. Are we, going to give him credit for whatever?
Yeah, all that. Yep, all that.
But there was a question of picking up his 5th-year option, and then the defensive tackle contracts exploded that free agency. It's like, okay, you
that's correct.
Have to pick up his 5th-year option. But and again, I don't agree that there's going to be this Dex jump for Kayvon, but there can be a jump. Is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not Kayvon's not going to make the jump that Dexter Lawrence made, but there just can be a jump, and I would like to see that.
I'm down.
Let's see. What did you think of like the Russ James situation? Like when they signed Jameis, did you think that they would still sign Russell Wilson?
Oh yeah, 100%. Especially looking at the contract. But look. It was months and months, and who were the Giants going to get in free agency? Was it going to be Rodgers? He wasn't even a picture in the beginning. Russell Wilson was always going to be the guy, in my opinion. Flacco and Winston, and there was a whole bunch of Minshew. There was a whole bunch of quarterbacks that the Giants could have got. But I'm not going to lie to you, Bobby. I told you from the very beginning, I didn't give a shit who the Giants were going to get because it didn't matter to me. None of those guys were going to move any needle for me. None of them. I don't want Russell Wilson to come in here or Jameis Winston to come in here. I don't care about the interviews and it's going to be so fun to watch. I don't care about any of that. I just don't want a quarterback to come in here when the Giants have all of these holes to fill and give us 5, 6, 7, 8 being completely generous wins. So the Giants now move on from Winston, move on from Wilson, and we're still picking 10, 11, 12, and we still have to give up a king's ransom to go and pick a quarterback. So I was quarterback or bust. I didn't think that I'd have a change of heart, but I do. I was always Warder Sanders I'd be ecstatic if it was Hunter or Carter. But now I'm leaning towards, the Giants figuring out what they're going to do at the quarterback position while drafting one of these unbelievable talented guys, okay, and move on from there. I don't really care about Winston or Russell at all.
Yes, I don't care for Russ or Winston as like, I want these guys as my quarterback. Winston, I definitely don't want as a starter. I know it's a whole fun thing. It's not fun when he's throwing interceptions for your team. It's only fun when he's doing it for other teams. But my quarterback progression is I wanted Rodgers because I think let me talk about the human brain with you. Me and you are somewhat normal people, probably a little got some screws loose, but somewhat normal. So we think of ourselves in the example of what happened with the Jets and Aaron Rodgers. Like, man, that's got to be humbling a little bit, right? Like, if you're going to play again, you would think, oh, yeah, it's just going to be all ball, right? Like, let's kind of get rid of whatever distractions. Let's just make it all about that team. And you're like, yeah, that makes sense. So I would like Aaron Rodgers if he's like that because he's the best quarterback available. And then we are a month since the free agency started, and you're like, oh, yeah, that definitely wasn't going to happen with Aaron Rodgers, and that's why he is who he is for better or for worse. And I don't want that on the New York Giants for this level of play from Aaron Rodgers of what he's been over the last 3 years.
He's still Aaron Rodgers. He's still he still is. Would you rather Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson?
In a game, Aaron Rodgers.
On
a season, through off-season activities and training camp. And if I'm bringing in a young quarterback, Russell Wilson.
Not what I've heard. Aaron Rodgers, look, I don't know what's to believe, but some of the people that you and I know, some of the people in locker rooms, some management people, he's really good with it. he's really good in that locker room. I'm telling you, that's what.
Can he
That's
get in
what.
the locker room though? I mean, this like he's working out with DK Metcalf, and he still hasn't signed a contract with the Steelers. Like,
Not
why?
saying that.
What's
Yeah,
the point of that?
you know, I don't. The guy's got to still throw. Got to see if he has it. You know, he wants to sign there. Look, I don't like the antics that I don't like the going out for 6 months into a dark cave. I don't like any of that stuff. But I don't run his life. I don't care what he does.
I don't care about that stuff either. But I do care when he's been the level of player he's been the last 3 years. Like if we're talking even close to MVP Rodgers, yeah, do whatever the hell you want.
All right, so you picked Rodgers. You picked Rodgers over Wilson, which I completely agree with you. Who would you rather in the very beginning of free agency, Stafford or Rodgers?
I didn't want to trade for Stafford.
I didn't want to either. I didn't like the 50+ million or whatever we were hearing. I didn't want him anywhere near the team for
around. Around the age they drop, quarterbacks drop off. You have to be giving up draft. It would have been a Hail Mary.
The only place that could trade for a quarterback and give him 1 year of excellent play, no matter who it is Minnesota. If you die and you want to come back to life, just go to Minnesota for 1 year. You'll be fine and go somewhere else. The Giants is not that place.
Yeah, and he was obviously using the Giants as leverage with the Rams because I mean he signed up cheaper contract.
Yeah.
Which as a football fan, I want Aaron Rodgers in Minnesota so badly because
you
have to fulfill the Brett Favre prophecy.
Yeah, that's where he wanted to go, but whatever.
And maybe he still has not signed. Like we imagine if the Giants didn't sign Russell Wilson and we'd still be getting like Mike Garafolo, like Giants are still in on Aaron Rodgers. Like,
yeah,
we'd still be going through that.
I'm assuming it, and you should as well, that whatever is happening with Aaron Rodgers will be done in a week. You're not going to do this. I
don't assume with Aaron Rodgers.
No, that's very, very true.
Unpredictable.
Very true. But I still believe it could go up until the week of the draft.
Right.
Anywhere, whatever happens.
I think you go past the draft. And we'll see what the Steelers do at pick 21. If the Giants do draft Carter at 3, what are your thoughts on them asking Sims if he can wear 11 similar to neighbors? So I'll ask you your opinion of this because you watch Sims.
Yeah, I mean, Sims was. My dad took me to, the '86 Super Bowl, and I Phil Sims and Lawrence Taylor, like that, they were gods. But so was Meggett. He still is when he gets out of jail. But so anything can happen with the Flaherty family giving up 1. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think he's going to pick another number. I don't think the Giants are going to make it, a priority to go and do that. If the Giants keep picking in the top 5, we're gonna reach into the bag of tricks every year to see people trying to change numbers. I think it stops with the Flaherty of last year with neighbors. That's just me.
Yeah. So I have, and again, thank you for all the chats. I have so many takes on numbers. One, they shouldn't have done the change where everyone could pick any number. Number one, but if they did, it should have been only first round picks who are using the same number as college. Like if they made an exception, right? There's their brand recognition with that. Because you have all these if the Giants drafted a quarterback, obviously they would change someone's number or something. He'd have to be like number 19 if they didn't change anybody's number or didn't have to pay for a number. Like they just don't have any numbers, and the Giants have way too many numbers retired.
Galladay's number's not retired.
Yeah, it should be if that touchdown from Davis Webb.
Yeah, it was what a great catch.
We all dreamed of Davis Webb throwing touchdown to a high-paid wide receiver, who was once deemed a Plaxico Burress, a new Plaxico.
I'm sorry to do this to all your listeners right now, but I spoke to him on the trade night whenever they signed with the Giants, free agency. I was like the most happy I've ever been. We're getting the number 1 receiver. He's the number 1 receiver in 50-50 balls. Every time he goes up for football, he comes down with it. I was so happy getting Galladay. You have no idea, bro.
I was too. They
was so
gave us
happy.
like 3 days to like pre-plan a party for it. And so then it finally happened. But the Giants have too many numbers retired.
Yeah, they
But
do.
Phil Simms is not one you can unretire. They need to retire Emlyn Tunnell's 45. No one wants number 45, but it just like he has like the second most interceptions of all time. I think he was the first ever black player. It just makes so much sense to retire his. But I don't know what number would you want for Abdul Carter? Because I feel like I would want an Abdul Carter jersey because it'd be the first time I was just like from before the season ended to draft a guy that was just on my radar I want since Thomas, basically.
Well, who wore 2 for the Giants?
You talking about when?
Last year. Lock, right?
Drew Lock. Yeah. Now Deontay Banks has it.
Now Deontay Banks went to 2. Who's got 3 for the Giants? Because he's going single digit, I think.
Russell Wilson has 3.
Okay. He already gave it with Banks, right? We could go down the list to 4 or 5. I think he's going to be a single digit.
Kind of want him. No, it sucks. Okay, has 58, and that's a great number on him. I love the number 58. It was my number in high school. I'd love to see him in number 58.
And I was 56, so exactly. We went after linebackers. That's just what we did.
53 is not retired. That'd be a cool one for him.
Well, Harry Carson. No, everybody's had. You go Brandon Short. You go a bunch of players at 53. That would be a hot number, especially for Harry Carson.
Yeah, that again because it's one of the great, Hall of Fame, literally a Hall of Fame player who's not been retired.
Hall of Famer. That would be sick, actually. Wow, I might be changing my thinking from single to 53.
There's just no single-digit numbers, and his number from college is definitely not going to happen. Phil Simms is going to have his number retired, but is what it is. All right, let's get into some less important questions then.
Let's do it.
Than numbers. We got a lot of Kenny Galladay comments.
I bet you everybody was the same. I'm sure everybody was really. How could you not be pumped up? I don't give a shit what the contract cost. Cost $1 trillion, but it's Kenny Galladay. Take me back to that night. I swear to God, I was so pumped up. Then again, I was ecstatic when the Giants got the Joker.
The Joker. Oh, Joker. Yeah, dude.
I picked him. I said he's going to the Giants.
On one of these live streams, I remember talking about it.
Right. I was like, don't you leave out Kadarius Toney. He's going to the Giants. And I was like, yes. What a waste.
What should I change the name of the Tony Award to? Because it's currently not sure if you're a good person, but Best Giants Reporter Award presented by Kadarius Toney, presented by Talking Giants. I want to keep presented by Talking Giants, but not anymore. And now presented by Giants Nation Show, and just make it long.
Why wouldn't? I'm just curious. Why it's such an unbelievable story, such a short story. Why wouldn't you just keep it?
Oh, I am keeping the Tony Award. What I'm saying is,
great.
Like right now, it's not sure if you're a good person, but Best Giants Reporter Award presented by Kadarius Toney, presented by Talking Giants. Instead of replacing and saying presented by Giants Nation Show, I'm thinking of saying presented by Talking Giants, but not anymore. And now presented by Giants Nation Show.
No. Just no. Don't do that, bro. Just don't go around putting your stickers on top of stickers. Just take out and just put it in, because first of all, I misunderstood you. I love that you're leaving it. It should never change. Always
never will change.
I love that. I'm sorry, I misunderstood you. It should just be by Giants Nation. Don't do that. Just leave it.
Someone's presented by not Talking Giants. That'd be just.
You know what? That's
do the NOT and then the insert, like when teachers
making
papers
in red. But that's an option, by the way. I like that comment. Whoever said it was pretty good.
The Talking Giants.
That's pretty good.
Let's see, what do we got? But yeah, I was Tony lunatic. All right. What do you think of? What was your favorite free agent signing?
Definitely corner.
Oh, Thibodeaux?
Definitely corner.
I wanted him. We did our free agency preview, and I was like, this is kind of the guy that I want.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's coming off the injury, so there's a little scare there. But like, he's like, to me, he's the makings of like the free agent that you go and get. He's still very young. He's he's obviously good, and he's someone that if he's even just average or above average, like he's like you're playing that contract out. Like he'd have to be really bad to eventually want to cut
Yeah.
from that.
I mean, look, I thought maybe you think I was going safety, but I love the Giants group they have now. Corner was just an unbelievable glaring need. And I'm a big Banks fan, and you're right, he did struggle. But you got what you were supposed to get, in the draft. That was his thing. He wasn't a cover corner.
With Banks just kind
He
of.
wasn't.
My biggest worries of Banks were like, all right, lose at the release, and then he's not great at the catch point, and that's kind of exactly what we've seen with him in the NFL.
That's correct.
But I think he'll be all right. I don't know. He wasn't as good as people remembered his rookie year. It was just, he's a rookie, and you see flashes. But it's just you need more consistent play out of him. We'll see. We'll see how it all fits in the Shane Bowen defense.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
I've
be a little more aggressive, but.
I've also learned my lesson. Well, I'll never learn my lesson on this, but come camp time and everybody goes absolutely bananas on videos, and Daniel Jones beefed up and he's more focused than he's ever been. And Darren Waller's unstoppable in practice. And you and your freaking safeties and corners, they can't throw on the Giants in camp. And here we are looking, at these guys. Deonte Banks put on like 10 extra pounds this year off season of muscle. I mean, I think it's like 8 pounds or something like that. And I mean, I hope it doesn't slow him down, and I hope he goes and takes someone's head off.
Last year was the first year we got a training camp that actually just was exactly how the season went. It's like they're throwing the ball down the field, but they just can't hit them.
And who was the number one person to throw it deep and make all the receptions? Tommy DeVito. That's how camp went.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Drew Lock kind of stinks. Tommy DeVito looked better, and then Tommy DeVito plays over again.
And Jones and the number one. I mean, it was Tommy DeVito outplayed all of them in camp last year. Can't tell me I'm wrong.
No, it was playing against third stringers, but I agree, he did better than all of them.
Yes, that's true. We'll leave that part out.
Let's see. A lot of people want to talk retired players. If they took short, could you see them unretired number 7? I think number 7 in blue would look amazing.
7, but Mel Hine or somebody.
Yeah, offensive lineman, won MVP.
Yeah,
he created pulling. Literally, we did it because we did our top 20 Giants of all time last year in the summer episode. So talk to me about your plans for the draft. It's in Green Bay. How far away do you have to stay away? Do they have hotels there? Like the way people talk about Green Bay, it's just like 20 houses in the stadium.
Yeah. First of all, if you or anybody else have not been to Green Bay, I'm not talking draft here. I'm talking game. Coolest thing ever, Bobby. Like, it's in a neighborhood, and like you're parking on someone's grass. If you can't get, in the stadium parking, you're parking on someone's grass for $20. And then the coolest thing about Green Bay is the stadium is like in houses in backyards, but you can't cut through. You have to pay you'll have some guy sitting on a lawn chair, and it's like, you want to cut through, it's $2. Like, just to cut through their front yard to the backyard into the road. I swear to God. Or else you got to go around, around the neighborhood to get in. But one time I parked at someone's driveway for like $20. He's like, yeah, come on in, like, eat my food, like, swim in my backyard. I mean, it was like they're the nicest people in the world. You go into the garage, you go to a tailgate, he opens up the back door, and like you're standing in his backyard, and the stadium is there. It's so weird. So a lot of people that go to Green Bay, because it's so small, everything gets eaten up right away. Hotel rooms, cars, everything. A lot of people stay in Appleton. A lot of people go to Milwaukee. I like to fly into Appleton. It's only 40 minutes away. And that's the move when I go. But this year, you know how insane I am. I'm a lunatic. I don't like missing work. I am going to go in that morning, but I'm taking a half day. I get on a plane. I go to Green Bay. I land. My buddy who's already there is picking me up. We'll go to the draft. I'll stay for the first round. He is driving to Chicago, so I booked a plane ride from Chicago back to LaGuardia so I could go to work, which is like 40 minutes away from LaGuardia, and I'll be there Friday morning. So there's no staying anywhere for me this trip. It's stupid, but I love it.
I want to do this has always been a dream of mine, is to do state by state shows.
That's cool.
So I guess when I get to Wisconsin, I'll just hit up Green Bay. Minnesota I'm going to do in my college I went to. Obviously got to visit that place, even though I don't like it very much. But how is, like, do you know how it's going to work? Because it's in the stadium, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, the crowds that the draft produces like way more than a stadium.
I mean, there's 100,000 people, that's going to show up to a draft, but I don't know how they're going to. Every stadium is so different, or every host is so different. When I started doing this,
will you be on the field or in the stands?
I don't know. I mean, when I was, when we did it in Dallas, it was unbelievable how they set up the inner circle area. And then, you know what? Nashville's a great example. The inner circle was like, wasn't in the stadium. And then you're in downtown where it's set up for thousands and thousands of people in this inner stadium. And then all of a sudden this sea of people that they put stands in for. And it was, I think that was the most amount of people was the Nashville one. And
the Nashville one looked the craziest.
It was unbelievable. Like they had it
set up the best too, though.
Yeah. So, every year I'm excited because every year it's, they're going to do something different. So I don't know how it's going to set up, but you're right. It's not like you sit around in a stadium. It's like one side, because don't forget, there's a stage, and the back of that is not open. The back of that are where the players and the families and the agents are. So you're never going to have like it's like a concert, but in a concert you have the sides and the front, and that's how it is in a draft.
People are, David Cole said they are building the draft stage outside the stadium. So I guess that would make
correct. He's Dave. He's a good dude. He's a loyal follower. I like that dude.
Dave's the man.
Yeah, he is. He's a good dude.
So yeah, eventually I want to go do the draft thing. I think that's like maybe 5 years down the road, or whenever they have it in Florida. Like, I'm surprised they haven't had. I don't think they've had it in Florida yet.
No, not since. Don't forget, the draft thing is relatively new.
I wish it went back to New York. To be honest,
yeah. I would love that. I'd love it. Before Radio City, it was that like the Marriott Marquis. I remember that. I think I went to one. Oh man, I think I have it. I think I have it in this chest right here. I wound up at the Troy Aikman draft. What year was that, bro? What year was that when he was drafted?
1984, 85.
No idea, right? I wound up taking like this satin NFL embroidered flag. It's mint. I still have it. It's 1989. Yeah, 1989. I still have it. It's awesome. Yeah, bring it back to New York. That was so much fun.
Radio City was perfect, right? It had the perfect aesthetic. Also, again, just Jets fans being like, "What the hell?" every year. What's a great tradition. I miss it.
It's all about this, baby. It's all about this.
I know. I think they try to move the combine every year, and then the journalists just lose their mind. Like, we will kill somebody if you move this.
I think it's staying right where it is for a long time.
Yeah. So all right. Someone asked LBG how he feels about Milroe. What do you think about if they draft Jalen Milroe on day 2?
All right, so I'm a Milroe Dart Milroe guy. I don't think that it's going to be day 2. I think that's the person that the Giants are going to come back in to grab, whether it's Dart or Milrow. Look, Dart is a much better prospect, in my opinion, as far as an all-around quarterback. Milrow is a freak of nature. His athleticism is off the chains. It's really off the charts, to be honest with you.
Milrow is bad. He's a bad quarterback. Like you said, he's a freak athlete. And he has a big
but I don't want that. I don't want like you know who your viewers are probably not going to understand this too well, but he reminds me of Cordell Stewart.
Right.
Meaning
Cordell Stewart was halfway decent a little bit.
You think he's not halfway decent quarterback? Because Cordell Stewart was used all over the place, and Milrow could do the same thing. Like Milrow could wind up being a wide receiver for all I know. But his quarterbacking lacks. Dart's much better. But does the athleticism in 2 years of sitting under, Russell Wilson and then one of Winston get him a start? I don't know, man. And that's what I'm really afraid of. Taking the shot, missing, and having to take a shot again.
So with Milrow is like, he is a bad quarterback right now. But here's the issue. Like I said, athleticism, that arm, and you're projecting and putting in the draft. It's like, man, if does so much heavy lifting. Yeah. And usually with a guy who's a bad quarterback in college, probably going to be a bad quarterback in the NFL, right? Like, I know Jalen Hurts will get used as an example, but Jalen Hurts last year at Oklahoma was really good. He was he was at the Heisman ceremony. And if you're like comparing runners, like Lamar was awesome. Lamar was a Heisman winner. Lamar had Louisville as a winner. Like, Lamar was legitimately great. Where Jalen Milrow, he completed 20 passes twice this past year.
I know. So, I'll give you your example's great. I'll give you that. Bad quarterbacks don't just enter the NFL and become good quarterbacks. I'll give you that. The opposite could be said as well, but that doesn't, never mind. It doesn't even hold water here. And that is, you could be a very good quarterback in college and come in and just shit the bed in the NFL. So it doesn't matter, because that's not what we're talking about here. Right. We're not talking about a Jamarcus Russell. We're literally talking about, Milrow.
Yeah. So again, if they take him in the third round, I'm like, all right, probably not going to work out, but we're taking a chance on a great talent. If they take him in the second round or like trades the first, I'll be
all right. Time out. Let's take that question. I really enjoyed that question from the guy. Take it, and I'll throw it back. I'll throw it back on you. They don't come back in. They pick a DT, which I want as my second pick, and in the third round they pick Milrow. Or so I want your opinion on that. Or the Giants do come back in the second round and they take Dart.
I do the Milrow thing. I don't like Dart. I don't trust the Ole Miss offense, and I'm not going to be like, oh, well, you're in the Ole Miss offense, you stink. But if you're in that offense, I feel like you got to really just be almost perfect. And him in like fourth quarter situations where it's just like complete meltdowns. And that's why I'm not in on Dart. Again, he throws the ball well. Because, I feel like his deep ball dies out sometimes. But I understand, like, if 9 out of 10 people will think Dart is better than Milrow, and I kind of do too. My issue is I don't know if I want to take him back. Here's why I hate quarterbacks in the second round or the third round or day 3. It doesn't work out. It's very rare when it does. You can take a chance, but it's very rare when it works out. In the first round, does it always work out? No, it's probably a 40% hit rate, but that's just so much different than what it is in the day 2, where it's like a 3 to 5% hit rate.
I think the Giants should just stick to the captain of the whatchamacallit game and then just take the quarterback from there, whoever it is.
I wish we could have just gotten Drake May last year, or taken Cam Ward this year, and not have to deal with all this day 2, day 3 bullshit. Unfortunately, we win 3 games in a year where everyone else won 3 games. We had the Patriots kicker miss last year. Drew Lock had a top 5, quarterback rating game of all time.
Yep. No, easy. That game is not the Drew Lock game. That game is the freaking Malik Neighbors game. Period.
That was the game. The Colts, they don't want to tackle game. They're just
that's correct.
Not tackle in this game.
Yeah. You know what? I hate going back and forth. getting on Twitter and hear, oh, if the Giants didn't win, no shit. But they won. They won. So let's continue to talk about what ifs. The point is, Neighbors went off. He went to town, and that's what happened. What bothers me about that, and I am not a tanker. I'm not a tanker. I don't believe in tanking. However, I have always said, if you are a game or two, but definitely a game away, and you need a franchise quarterback, there might be some people I'm not playing.
The Giants did it in the last week of the season.
Neighbors should not have played that Colts game, and he was injured.
Dude, they did do it the last game of the season. Malik Neighbors was not on the field when they had a chance to win the game at the end. So, big Bengal, big supporter of the channel. So I think I'll have a mental breakdown on the Giants draft dart. No, they won't. You're gonna do what we all do. We're gonna watch his highlights. We're gonna say, I think this guy's a little better than people are giving credit. There's gonna be some analyst that worked for CBS that says it's the worst pick of the draft, and we're gonna attack him. And then we're gonna cope. We're gonna get excited.
You do know that upstairs I have a dart, but it's hidden.
You better have. Yeah, don't let that thing see the light of day. Don't let the Giants organization know that that's a possibility. Show them that. And be like,
I'm just going with
you're limited.
That's it.
You're limited. This is your limit, guys. This is all you guys get to work with. Joe, I'm gonna let you go.
No doubt, brother.
Whenever I see you, probably be training camp. Maybe sometime sooner. Maybe we'll go to an Eagles game in Philly. We'll see. I'm excited for the future. And I appreciate you, man. You've been a supporter from day one. A1 from day one. You've helped me out a lot. So appreciate it. Look, we'll be doing some stuff post draft. Enjoy your time in Green Bay.
I love it, and honestly, I said this when you were with the other organization. I expect big things. I think you spend a tremendous amount of time doing what you do, and you're pretty good at it. And not a lot of people even have the bandwidth to do what you do, let alone want to do it. So keep it up. The best part about you is that it's natural. There's no kind of trying to do something. It just comes to you. So keep doing it, and I'll always be here.
Appreciate it. Topher P, he said he's going to the draft. I thought that he was going to the Giants draft party because he told me. And so
big Yo, Pete, definitely hit me up. I mean, obviously, I'm not there very long. Are you going? I'll tell you what. Are you going day one or both days? Because if you're going day two, I might have something for you.
If he's driving 14 hours, he better be going both days.
If he's going day two, he's got to really think about whether he wants to leave his kid in the parking lot for a day two.
I'm sure Haley will love that.
And then make sure you hit me up, Bobby. I might have something for him.
All right. I appreciate you as always. We'll talk soon. Thank you for everyone in the chat. We'll you guys see an episode tomorrow, draft with Connor Rogers, and a little bit of a wide receiver preview, and then me and Grump will be back on Wednesday. See you then.
Hold on. Good luck with the Wi-Fi, baby.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm going on with the New York Giants Rush guys tomorrow night, and I've never been more excited to do an appearance on another show because I'm just excited to see how that works.
That's awesome, man. I'll see you soon.
See ya. Let's go, Big Blue.